Camera's got crooked. Anyway, good morning and welcome back to Top 8 Cut from the 2019 System Open Series event in Malmö, Sweden. Just 3 more rounds of competition left to find out who the System Open champion is here. And we've got a familiar face on the left side of the table in Timo Raabe. Great thing I've got to try and fix. Okay, so Timo Raabe from Lübeck, Germany, playing Elo Asti Resistance Fights. No? So Elo Asti, to remind you of what he does, as my mic seems to get floppy. Okay. After you reveal a red Talon roll maneuver, if you have 2 or fewer stress tokens, treat that maneuver as white. Yeah? Now the weapon hard point is that jamming beam. That's why it's got that funny symbol on it. Because the T-70 can take the choice between cannon, missile or torpedo upgrade. Now they've got heroic. That's the one that allows you to, if you blank out, you get to re-roll all your dice. The Black 1 title. Where's my phone? Cheat sheet ready. So Black 1 is after you perform a slam maneuver action, lose 1 charge, then you may gain 1 ion token to remove 1 disarm token. If your charge is inactive, you cannot perform the slam action. It gives a slam action to the action bar of that T-70. He's also got integrated S-foils as normal and the jamming beam. Jamming beam gives them an attack of 3 dice, range 1 to 2. If this attack hits, all hits and crits results to inflict jam tokens instead of damage. Near Numb, also with heroic, Near Numb has the ability with the stress mechanic of after you gain a stress token, if there is an enemy ship in your primary firing arc at range 0 to 1, you may remove that stress token. And then we've got Leulo La Umpa. There we go. While you defend or perform a primary attack, if you are stressed, you must roll 1 fewer defense die, or 1 additional attack die. And the refined gyro stabilizer on the Resistance's A-wing allow them to rotate the turret arc forward or backwards after an action, and you may perform a red boost or reload action. Is it reload or is that no? It's the turret rotate. Yeah. And then the Talisan is while an enemy ship in your bullseye performs an attack, you may spend 1 charge. If you do, the defender rolls 1 additional attack die. Now both of those have crack shot to allow them to cancel and push through an extra damage, and heroic once again to re-roll those dice. And Timo's already racing across the board, and which you can't quite see because it's just off camera. So let's quickly have a quick look at his opponent's list. Johan Larsson from Linköping, Sweden. He's playing Wedge Antilles with crack shot and 7 more S-files. The Wedge gives the ability to any ship you attack rolls 1 fewer defense die. Crack shot gives them the opportunity to push through a little bit extra damage, and those servo motors give them the opportunity of a little boosty action at the cost of 1 evade die. 10 Numb is after while you. Sorry, let me try it like this. While you defend or perform an attack, you may spend 1 stress token to change all of your focus results to evade or hits. And then Braylon is while you defend or perform an attack, if you are stressed, you may re-roll up to 2 dice. They both have crack shot as well to push through that little bit of extra damage. And lastly, we've got Cassian, and he's playing in the U-Wing. At the start of the activation phase, you may choose one friendly ship at range 1 to 3. If you do, that ship removes 1 stress token. And he's got layer and crack shot to give a little bit more extra damage as well, and also those 3 red maneuvers. So that's that done. Let's get back over to the table and see how quickly Timo has sped across the board edge with those A-Wings. Obviously, I took advantage of the fact that they didn't have to play last round, and my last game wrapped up early. I took advantage of that opportunity to have them set up early. Making things much easier for me for starting this game, but it means that as soon as the time has started, they were off, and I didn't have much time to talk about things. But yeah, there we go. So, Rebel Beef versus Resistance Spies. Rebel Beef, like I say, I take umbrage with that name, that squad archetype name. It's not quite accurate. It's accurate in the sense that, yeah, it describes something that takes a lot to chew through, but at the same time, it doesn't describe what that something is. Whereas it can be a mix of anything. There's basically, in the Rebel faction, there are several. There are about 10 different options for the 4 components you have in that Rebel list. And yeah, all of them are pretty difficult to get through. Yeah, we've got also, I can tell you, let me get my computer, because I've put it on the other side of the table. Okay. Switched off, it looks like. There we go.
Can I have a viewing goal?
Just cut straight into the element instead of looking the other way. Okay. Right, so on the top cut, we've now got Iyik, made it through, and is now facing off against. No, he missed out. Now facing off against his buddy from Dueling Fox Squadron Radio. Both Icelandic players are playing off against each other in the top 8. 4 Phantoms against Rebel Beef. Rebel Pick and Mix, we'll call it. Farn Langeland with the 4 K-Wings facing off against Nicholas Gard-Nielsen, which is the Drea Lock Swarm that we saw in the last round. Konrad Fukovic is also 4 Quad Phantoms. He's playing against Rebel Beef and Samuel Janes. We saw him in round 6 yesterday of Swiss. And then the fourth table is Johan Larsson against Timo. So there you go, two Quad Phantom lists, 1 Quad K-Wing list, and count it up again, 1 Drea Swarm and 4 Rebel Pick and Mix archetypes. Now, as they went into that match, Nicholas did tell me that he felt it was a favourable outcome. It was a favourable option for him to have the 4 K-Wings against his Drea Lock Swarm. Oh, God.
Right, hyperspace qualifier players. Please be sure you input your scores correctly on your slips, not reversed. Mr. Archie, Mr. Jan. Right, so apologies for the delay, guys. Good luck in your round 2. I believe our break is going to be again after this round. So the cafeteria down the hall has a similar deal today, as far as I recall. So good luck, everyone. We will be starting the round in 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good luck, guys.
So yeah, it's a difficult top cut to get through. Lots of the powerful archetypes present. We did have another set of K-Wings that just got eliminated by Iyik in the top 10 cut. And now down to... Oh, I've not put the... There we go. And some cautious openings here. So yeah, I do apologise. I'm a little bit. I had a bit of flu yesterday. They just kind of, as the day got on, got a little bit worse, and that's left my throat a little bit messed up. I've got quite a sticky voice, and every now and then a little cough sneaks out. I do apologise. But also right now, there's nobody I could ask to commentate with me. Everybody's either playing hyperspace or playing top 8. Let me fix those upgrades as well. I don't like the fact it's all got those integrated S4s. And with regards to the jamming beam icon, I've opted to leave it as that symbol to just to indicate that it's not something that the ship can't just take a cannon, you know, because it's like even when you're in the squad builder, it's not just, you don't just click on the cannon icon. You have to click on the question mark icon and put that through. I suppose I could switch it for the question mark icon, but maybe that might be something to do in the future, is to switch it out for the question mark icon for the hard point, but we'll see. But basically, I do want to distinguish that it's not just a normal cannon. I want to make it clear that it's not just a cannon that you can just take, because you have to choose to take. You have to choose from a list, and so I just want to make sure like people don't get confused in that sort of aspect by watching it and just saying, oh well, I might as well. Because you know what some people like. Some people like it takes some effort to understand what they're looking at. Like, where is the cannon slot? Where is the cannon slot? Oh, it's not. It's the it's the question mark. So I definitely want to keep it as a different symbol. I just don't know if because they've called it a hard point. I'm using the old hard point symbol, which doesn't exist yet until Epic comes out. We'll see what happens when that does. So So some cautious play from Johan, while Timo still threatens to push the engagement and make it that this is not going to be a slow game for Timo. Timo wants to get into it, and I do think that they definitely seem to be going towards wedge more than anyone else from Timo's side of the table.
Well,
Elo Asti has kind of like decided to bank around that debris cloud and just prevent the B-Wings from trying to flank everyone else. But I do think in the next turn we're going to see them try and set up a kill box on wedge.
take a pot for the Lulu.
Lulu?
Yeah. Green non-start.
So 2 hits and he focuses to avoid those.
Lulu's focus.
Yeah, sure. No shot here. So. Both already.
Yeah. This one.
Ten on
Turn up.
for 2.
Okay. So 2 hits after focusing
Take the stress.
and uses the stress to evade 1 and takes 1 shield on 10 non.
Yeah, tally on wedge.
Tali Sanliata fires on wedge.
1. Yep.
Evades.
Lulu, same target.
Through a rock there, or
Should
I know mine is not in arc, but I don't know what's closest for you.
closest for you is this edge. I'm quite straight, so it
Yeah.
would be
Yeah. So 3.
1.
1 hit.
Nope.
Evades.
So the B wings.
Yes.
And the B-Wings fire on
10 none.
10 num. Starting with
Range 3.
not 10 num, Nien num. 10 num fires on Nien num.
And I'll
Well,
take
brotherly action here. Hit and crit. Half the spending,
Safe.
and he's easily avoided that.
And the next one, Raylon Strand on Nina.
And 2 and a focus. Becomes 3 from Braden Stram firing on Nien num. Nien has
And I was
2 evades.
immediately.
And he's thinking about
No.
crack shot.
In the bullseye. So 1.
Just 1 on Nien num.
Okay.
So 1 shield for 1 shield.
And then back to Dars. So yeah, I'll just give you a quick rundown on what the cut is looking like. Once again, we've got Igiek playing Gisli, both of them from Fuller Squadron Radiant. You can see them just in the background there. You can see Fuller adjusting his waistband right now. Gisli's playing Quad Phantoms. Igiek is playing Rebel Beef. You can see Farn in his mustard coloured trousers leaning over the table. He's playing Quad K-Wings against Nicholas God Nielsen, who's playing the Drea Lockswan that we saw last round. And in the distance there, you can see Polish player Conrad playing Quad Phantoms against, let me double check as I go from memory, Samuel Janes, who's also got Rebel Beef. Okay, I'm just going to take advantage of their playing stage. Let's go to the toilet and I'll be right back.
Cassian has to move first, right?
Yep.
He has a red 4 straight.
He has a white first.
White first. Okay, cool.
So no dials down. I mean, the next round is going to be the engagement.
No stress at the moment.
This is fucking tricky.
So here we've got. We were already talking to Timo earlier today. This is his third. He's already got his third invite to World. So in top 8, he's made it through the top 8 today. The third invite he's managed to receive to World Championships. Should ask Farn. I don't know how many he's got.
Yes, this is.
Timo is a very accomplished player. Last year he won Belgian and German nationals back to back within a couple of weeks of each other, storming the international scene, making top of virtually every system open he went to, getting plenty of those Coruscant invites last year. And one of the people we're missing this year is Rick Porcius. Not seen much of him. He was judging supposedly at Eindhoven and Hanover. That's a waste. It's a waste of a good player, in my opinion, judging. It's not to say anything against judging or anything, but like, if they're good players, man, don't. You know, a normal player, an adequate player can be a good judge, just as good as a good player, just as good as a great player can be an adequate judge. It's different being a judge. And yeah, man, I don't like to see that sort of opportunity squandered, as it were. But anyway, he's probably going to be attending. I think he's coming to Spain. He's got Paris as well, I think, to come. But I think he's definitely. I'm not even sure if he's doing Euros yet, from what I heard. Okay, now I've got things up to date here. I can get my list a little bit more organised for the players and stuff. So what was Bjorn's name? Nielsen as well.
good.
Good.
And looks like they're gonna. Nope. Well, Timo's done.
Yeah, I'm good as well. I'll take that with Cassian.
Yeah.
We'll start. I'll just put.
Sticking to all the options.
Got it.
Focus and a barrel.
Awesome. Okay, let's get all of this stuff aligned, and then I can post to Facebook the lists. Home, center, and not this column.
It's the same.
Let's up the size on these ones.
Focus.
And this column make it word wrap. Yeah, that looks pretty good to me. That is done. Yeah. So yeah, right now I'm publishing the lists onto the Facebook page. So do go on over to facebook.com/First Earth. I think it's First Earth TV on Facebook. I'll double check that in a second. In one moment, which I'm still doing. So that'd be loading up that page, refreshing like crazy. It's First Earth TV, yeah. Facebook.com/First Earth TV. There we've got the faction breakdown from yesterday, all 91 players, how many were Scum, how many were Imperial. And now I'm posting the list from the top 10 cut. No, not like that, dumbass.
Focus barrel.
In no particular order. I could try and work out the order, couldn't I? Okay, I can try that. Let me try that.
Still have a shot. So let's.
So Gizdy was 1. Farn was 2. Conrad was 3. So those quad phantoms were in the 2 quad phantoms lists that made it through to the cut were in the top 3 places, and the quad K wings were in 2nd place. England, Johan, Timo.
Focus boost.
Samuel, and then it becomes Nicholas and all those guys. Samuel, and then Nicholas Bjorn. Egan and Martinson. Egan needs to move up 1. There we go. Right, so now let's take a picture of that.
Focus. Try to boost. No.
Okay.
Good. Straight.
Why does it keep doing this text?
Feel something like that.
Now it should work.
Still have shot.
Yeah.
Two can shoot. Perhaps keep him out.
Okay.
2.
Okay, guys, I'm
You're
not
not-
ready.
Yep.
Give me a sec. We're just firing. Just gets a hit and a focus and a blank.
I'll keep the phone 2.
Yeah, you have to keep the focus.
Focus on the result from
I
Timo.
have to keep it too.
So he takes damage.
2 hits.
Yes.
Is it 2 hits? Timo's got a potpourri of shield tokens.
For whom?
2.
Italian
Two.
wedge.
Italian.
I'm guessing he lost on LOSD. There's 2
Okay.
shields.
1.
No.
No.
Yeah.
Okay. This is going
Neon
to
into
nothing.
wedge.
He's got 3. I can't tell if the light blue ones have been flipped or not. They don't look like it. I'm going to leave everything as it is for now and try to get a better look in the next couple of rounds, next couple of throws. 3 hits.
Take the focus.
Yeah, 1 shield.
Evades 2, takes 1 shield. On wedge. Timo there frustrated. He definitely took it off on the end on the shield. Definitely, yeah. Yeah, maybe even 2. Do you know what? I think so. I'll leave it like that for now and I'll double check when I get through to the next opportunity.
For
I go into Braylon.
Braylon.
Firing on Braylon.
Hit, crit.
Gets hit, crit. Evades 1. Takes 2 shields.
Lulo. Sorry. Range 2 into 10 nump.
Range 2, 10.
For
2 hits and a focus.
Who did you shoot with? Oh, Lulu. Yeah, she's stressed. Okay. And she has an extra bag.
So yeah, lists are up on the Facebook page now.
Take 2 sheets.
Rolls a blank, takes 2 shields on the
In 10 num, right?
10 number.
yeah.
I'll start.
Yeah.
10 num begins into Nin num.
Yep, 10 num fire on your num.
Range 2.
Hit, focus, becomes free after spending the stress.
For 2.
Looks like takes 2. Yeah.
And then Braylon. Same target. Range 2 as well, yes? Yeah, range 2.
Brennan Strom also firing on your num. 2 hits and a blank, re-rolls the blank, gets free.
Come on, Natties.
He needs to get
I
the
need
2
Natties.
results to stay on the board.
No.
Bye-bye, Nyen.
Nian had a good position there. For next round.
Yeah.
Now it's shit.
And I'll go with Cassian on
Yep.
Lulu. Range 2. Or hit crit.
Cassian fires on Lulo, he got a hit and a crit. Blank, blank, focus.
All the same like last day. Yeah, 8 damage. Nice.
Very difficult for Timo there. But yeah, so let me just share that link into the chat. So www.facebook.com/first TV. You can go there, you can see the faction breakdown from the top, the whole tournament yesterday, 91 players, how many were each faction, and you can see the top 10 lists that went into the elimination bracket for today. If you haven't already, please do consider giving it a like over there. It's getting pretty close to 1,000. Not that anything special is going to happen, just it's kind of like, it's cool. I'm not really someone who's really that bothered by it, but it's nice to see, like, wow, I'm going to get over 1,000 likes. It's always funny because I teach high school students, and they go, yeah, I've got like 1,000 likes on Facebook, and they're like, no. Yeah. So yeah, difficult position now for Timo, as he's suddenly got a much more fragile list with less damage output, and he's still not managed to get anything off on Johan's side of the table, apart from a couple of shields every now and then. 10 Num, he's got 1 shield left. Wedge has lost 1, and Braylon's lost 2. So yeah, it's nothing really. They're still there. At full capacity, ready to pound out. Nothing for them to worry about right now. And see, I don't know what Timo's going to want to do here with that. With those A-wings, but those 2 B-wings, dangerous position to be possibly doing a Talon roll to cover the A-wings, a K-turn to try and catch Eloasti. He can pop Princess Leia this turn and just kind of say, yeah, okay. Focus down Eloasti. Wedge is still there as well. Wedge is a dangerous piece of Johan's list for Timo. Timo's got so much that he needs to do to actually take care of it.
Can you see an A-wing dial?
Webcam needs to be further back, is my conclusion.
X-Wing top cut competitors, that is just under 35 minutes left in your round. Just under 35 minutes left for the top cut players. X-Wing hyperspace qualifier players, you have 45 minutes in your round. That is 4 or 5 minutes in your round. Also, there will be the lunch break after this round, so please be back for 1 o'clock this afternoon.
We've got a lunch break coming up. That'll be nice. And, well, like I say, there's a large possibility we're going to be seeing Rebel Beef, K-Wings, Quad K-Wings and Quad Phantoms in semi-finals. So it's going to be a difficult matchup to pick. And while they're taking... No, they're ready to go.
Yes.
Check.
They are ready to go.
Yes. Take that with Cassian. Leia. Stop. One heart.
Okay, barrel roll.
Focus, then a barrel.
So he popped Leia, did the Talon with did the one turn, focuses and barrel rolls to the right. One turn to the left, focuses, barrel rolls to the right. Guess he is focusing on A-wings rather than Elo. Whereas Braylon takes the K-turn.
Focus, and I'll try a barrel here with try.
And he's focusing, he's going to try and barrel roll to the right as well, but that's not going to fit. So, but he's just going to do it anyway for the stress token. Andor pop threw on the handbrake there. I'm trying to think about what his accent was like. He had that kind of half Mexican accent. Hold on tight, princess. Pops the handbrake. Oh no! Princess Leia was shook up in the passenger compartment. She was all like, I'm a lady, so I'm okay with that, and that's why everyone's allowed to do red maneuvers this turn.
Then I don't need to stress me.
Talisan, Leandra, 5 straight, trying to get out of range of those B-wings. And leaving 10 Num in the dust. 10 Num's just like going, where'd they go? They were here a minute ago.
Quite a good spot, but I don't have a shot. You have no shot at me, but I have no shot at you. I think so. So I would focus, and can I have the one bank again?
Rotate the arc backwards. Boosts. After focusing, so. He's only got to worry about taking fire from Braden Strom at the moment on those A-wings. The question is, what does Wedge do? I'm probably guessing.
I forgot that I have stress.
A K-turn because the Talon roll to the left wouldn't.
Then,
I forgot that I had stress.
But then you do a 2 white, right?
No.
Yeah,
my Talon rolls are wide until I.
Your gallery is. Oh, dang it. Sorry.
No, I'm stupid. Why did I forget these? Oh, sorry. That's Wedge.
Well, I'll pop this.
So I think he's messed up. I don't think he wanted to go there at all.
And I want to go as forward as possible, so.
As much forward?
Yeah. And I'll do boost. Focus
Yes, you boost.
And boosts.
Yes, I will.
Because it says foils are closed. There's a white maneuver, the Talon roll, because the princess.
Which star?
So
I wanted to.
gives him
come back in.
range on Talisan.
I have a shot. Talisan, range
Yeah.
3.
Give it a go.
2 die. 4, 1.
take your crack shot.
Yeah.
If it's in.
So crack shots and gets one through on Talisan.
No shot.
No
shots.
shot.
So
Braden.
Braden.
Yep.
Range 2. Reroll. Stress. Focus. 2.
Focus is 2. Focus on a blank on the evade results.
On 3.
Yes.
Are you on stream?
Yes.
Good luck.
Thank you. So, GG. I totally messed up.
There you go, back to Styles. So yeah, we'll just take this moment to remind everyone that all you watching, this stream comes to you thanks to the support I receive through Patreon and through community donations. So please, if you are enjoying the stream and you like the coverage and you'd like to see more of it, please do go along to patreon.com/First Earth. There's a big deal there. It does everything. All the money I receive goes straight to getting me to these tournaments, so you have something to watch. That's part of the reason why there's no kind of there's no like toys and presents and stuff and cards and tokens and stuff. Is for that very reason that all the money I receive goes straight to traveling to tournaments, paying for equipment for the stream and stuff like that. So it's all greatly appreciated. Please do consider popping on over there and dropping us a little dollar each month is a big difference. And if you can't afford that and you have Amazon Prime, then you also have the Twitch Prime subscriptions. Twitch Prime subscriptions, even though they call them subscriptions, are not really subscriptions. They're basically like a little gift you have every month. You have like a certain finite number of gifts you can give to your favorite streamers. You can click that button on our channel, on my channel, and that will give me a little bit of a help out every now and then. But it's always greatly appreciated. Every single support, every bit of support I get is greatly appreciated. I will confess, however, that I do not pay a lot of attention to the people that are signing up as patrons and dropping out as patrons, mostly because I have to be fully impartial here. I can't, even if it wasn't intentional, maybe I run through a whole Swiss and every single game I've had a patron on, and then someone turns around and says, "Hey, it looks like you only allow your patrons to go on stream." So yeah, I don't pay much attention to who's on that list. Every one of you is greatly appreciated, I can tell you that much. And when you tell me you're a patron, I'll give you all the love in the world for the help you've given me. But yeah, I try to make sure that this product that I produce is as impartial and as unimpeachable as possible. And part of that is to make sure that I'm not showing over friendliness to one player over the other. For example, in this case, this is a difficult game for me because I have been very good friends with Timo now for a couple of years, since the System Open events in 2017. Johan I'm not too familiar with, but at the same time I have to be as impartial as possible, and I have to try and make sure I am clear to be as impartial as possible. The money that I receive always goes straight through to the transport costs. In the case of this event, it's been something like €350. Now, I wasn't supposed to come to this event this weekend. Right now, they are playing the Spanish Team Championship in Valencia, Spain. That was going to be the event I was going to attend this weekend as a way of kind of saving up money for the European Championships. Then the Nordic region people got in touch with me and said, like, would you be able to come? I said, well, I could if it wasn't for the cost of the trip. So we worked out how much it was going to cost, and they decided to put together a GoFundMe campaign to help make sure I could come here. And that means I've got now, I've got the System Open in Sweden taken care of. 1 month, well, at the end of June, we've got the Madrid System Open as well. At the end of July, we've got the Paris System Open. I'm confirmed for all of these. Got flights and accommodation sorted in all cases. And the Krakow European Championships I am signed up for. I have got my flight reserved. I've got my flight and my hotel reserved. I'm ready to go. There's just a couple more things I need to do before I get there, as far as software is concerned, as far as equipment is concerned. I'm trying to get there, trying to save up a bit of money for that, to get just a couple more pieces of kit that I need, and then hopefully that system that European Championships will be knocking it straight out of the park. Timo is still kicking himself, but for the maneuver he did with Eloasti. There is some discussion regarding possible points changes as a way of just kind of inhibiting the rebel archetypes. And like I say, this is my issue: is that calling it rebel beef is not a fair assessment, or not a fair. What's the word for it? Not a fair. It's too redundant. It's not. It doesn't describe exactly what it is, because it's too generic, because there's so many components. It's basically, you've got like any one of 10 pieces that you can just kind of slot in to make a 4-ship list. So it's not a good idea to kind of stick to that to stick to that kind of naming archetype, just because it just doesn't describe it. Whereas, so it's not the problem. The problem isn't just let's put 10 none up, let's put Cassian up, let's put Wedge up. No, because then there's 4 other ships that are there. That like we had another rebel beef here was 3 Y-wings and Cassian. So yeah, Cassian's there because of the Princess Leia effect. And so then there comes the discussion about whether or not Leia needs to be adjusted in points. Now, Leia was someone who had really high points for the longest time. Got dropped down maybe to too low, 2 points. But that doesn't mean she needs to go back up as high as 6. It's not. It should be no mark. That's good. It works well in this 4-ship list, but like in a 2-ship list, it's not so interesting. It's a difficult thing to talk about. Maybe up it 3, 4, but any higher than that, I think we price it out of existence once again. And that's not what we want to do. We want to create a meta that's flexible. We want to create a meta that adjusts easily, that gives the kind of flexibilities that Rebels have right now to the other factions. This is a good situation for Rebels to be in, that you can pick any one of 10 lists from a 4-ship list and be highly competitive with. The other factions need that flexibility as well. You have to have a more flexible selection of ships. You have to be able to turn around and say, well, you know, the only thing that's worthwhile. So we look at 2.0. The only thing that's been worthwhile as far as Imperials have been concerned has been Sigmas and Punishers. Everything else has just kind of been like, well, if you're not taking those, you're not doing it right. And that's not the situation we want. Yeah. So if you were to say we have to adjust points on Rebel Beef,
same target range 3,
then that's saying that Rebel Beef is the problem and the Phantoms aren't the problem. But it's not that the Phantoms are the problem, it's the fact that everything else in the Imperial faction isn't as valuable.
No.
We want to have that flexibility. We want to have the ability to pick out a whole bunch of stuff, put it together, and be highly competitive with it, rather than seeing just a similar archetype. So that's the point, is that we can turn around and we can say Rebel Beef, but the fact is that in the top 10 cart, let me just quickly go through this. As you can see the lists on the Facebook page. Five Rebel Beefs lists in the top 10, and pretty much all of them has got some little difference to it. There's two of them that are basically the same pilots. But yeah, there are differences, man. I mean, like, one of them's got Dutch, Nora, Avan.
One straight, two banks of blue, right? No, one bank.
I've done this shit. I've done it again. All right, so no. Iyik and Martin are both playing the same list, and Samuel and Johan are both playing the same list with slight modification. Samuel's dropped one of the crack shots to get a more effective initiative bid. And then the fifth one is, where is it? Dutch Cassie Nora, Wedge Braylon 10, Wedge Braylon 10. Where's the last one? Oh, that's it. And then the other two rebels were the two K-Wings. Plus two Imperials, plus a Scum, plus a Resistance. Yeah. So they're different in themselves. And we saw lots of different combinations of it yesterday. It's, there needs to be something that helps other factions become more competitive. And bear in mind as well, the fact that the U-Wing is there is only so they've got a crew carrier for Leia. If you price Leia up, it would just mean you'd be seeing Wedge in the Y-Wing list, or like, for example, what won the Nordic Nationals, similar sort of builds as that, Grey Squadron bombers or Dutch, Nora, Wedge. It's all kind of there's everything to be thought of right now. And then there's the whole idea of sliding point scales. So, like, for example, we say, right, so supernatural reflexes is worth more according to your initiative level. Yeah, okay, that's right. Princess Leia is worth more according to the number of ships in your list. So a 4-ship list finds Princess Leia at 2 points to be much more cost effective than a 3-ship or 2-ship list.
Okay.
If you were to put Princess Leia on a Han Solo, Han Jake, you had plenty of points left over, put Princess Leia on Han. She doesn't fit, does she? Because he's got the Kanan.
Yep.
There's 2 crew slots, wasn't there, or something else? R2D2, no. So let's say you wanted to, but anyway, you get my point. If you'd have put Princess Leia on there, it's not as effective because it's only 2 ships. They're not doing that many red maneuvers in one turn.
Yes, is bumping.
Let's do it with a longer template.
Focus barrel.
Okay.
see if it hits. No. So we have bump.
Anything?
Yeah. Looks this way.
Yeah, perfect.
That's not good. Should have dialed in the 2.
Okay, so the Timo 100% in evasive maneuvers, spreading out his squadron, trying to make it so they can't focus fire on any one of them.
So many ways.
Isn't that how it always goes? So
Oh yeah.
So which starts? Range 2.
Yeah. That. Yeah, sure. One. Safe. So my shot. Brayden is on 2 shields. Okay. Thought I had
2
more.
shields and numbers 1 shield.
I got my headphones sorted out.
We start with Lulo at Braylen, range 2.
So Lulo Lombard firing on Braylon gets a hit, and Braylon moves a focus.
One.
Takes 1 shield.
Who is shooting who?
Tally at Braylen.
X-Wing top cut players, that is 10 minutes remaining in your round.
One
10
more,
minutes
one
remaining
hit.
in your round.
And 1 blank gets re-rolled.
I'll take 1 more.
So it takes 1 on Braylon's one.
Allo at 10.
Yep, range 1.
You're not sure that is
Okay,
range
so
1.
I thought you meant range. Oh, sorry. It's definitely range 1.
Elo firing on 10.
2 crits.
Hit. Crit. Hit.
1 crit.
Blank,
One crit.
is what I should say. So 1 shield and 1 crit.
Loose stabilize.
Loose
Okay,
stabilizers.
no, just as great next round.
Yep.
Otherwise damage. Good.
Well,
Yeah, your shots.
I'll start measuring from Braylon.
What? Right up?
Yeah.
Range 2, range 2.
Yeah, I'll just, if it's
Unobstructed.
I'll start here.
Okay.
So Braylon firing.
Reroll.
Hit, focus, re-rolls 1 for another focus, gets 3. And you've got Vade, focus, and blank. Takes that ship off the table.
Range 3.
Yeah, and I'll
The Ulo on par. Hit, focus, spends the focus, gets 3. Focus, evade.
That's 2.
Takes just 1 shield on
And
Talisan.
2.
yeah.
Cassian also firing on Talisan. If he gets the damage through here,
Or nothing.
nothing. No focus to change those results. And they go back to dials, and Timo getting through this one a lot quicker now. He's only got 2 ships. He knows that 10 numbs going straight next turn, so he's probably going to just a one bank or two turn to kind of slot in behind him.
Would be nice if I get 2 more rounds.
I think the time might be running out for you.
Yeah, just 7.5 minutes left to go. Timo wants to get another couple of rounds in to try and get half points on Wedge, half points on Cassian, without losing Talisan. Talisan wants to bug out. He wants to get a good shot in on 10 num, take him off the board. Maybe get half points on Wedge. Let's come on over here. Yeah, and I think he realizes that. I think Johan realizes that the time is in his favor, so a little bit slower is not going to be to his detriment. And there's not much Timo can do about it until it gets to the point where it's exaggerated. And I would guess we're not going to start this round. There's at least 5 minutes left.
As a reminder, there is the lunch break after this round. Please be back in your
Lunch
seats
break.
for 1 p.m. this
Nice.
afternoon. Thank you.
Before they run off, I'm going to go have a quick look, see if I can work out what's going on the other tables. So, interesting things going on the other table. Farn's just been knocked out by Nicholas's Drea Lock Swarm. On Gisli and EX table, Gisli, yeah, like I said, 5 minutes to go in the round. Eyik and both Eyik and Gisli have got one ship left each. Eyik being A-Wing, Jake, isn't it? I've got something wrong with the list I put up on the website. 100% sure. There's no A-Wing in it. He's got an A-Wing. So something's wrong with that Eyik list. Anyway, I'll see if I can correct it later.
Focus barrel left.
And what's the next thing? The next thing is
Straight, which is a straight maneuver.
on the last table. So there's two ships, two Phantoms, and a B-Wing and a A-Wing left on the table. And on the last table, it's just an X-Wing against a Phantom. So on the Conrad and Sam World table. So everything kind of wrapping up here.
Oh, it's focus barrel.
Okay.
You're done?
No.
Talisan bugging out. She's like, I can't afford to lose Talisan for my wing condition. I need to remove. Let's see if I was to remove. I mean, he's behind. He's behind by 72 points. So wiping 10 num off the table isn't going to help.
who has a bit too much.
One hit, 3 focuses, 2 focuses it looks like, so it becomes 3, rolls a blank.
Oh yeah, he has far too much.
2 cards and a shield off of LOSD.
Revenge shot. Hit crit.
Hit and a crit.
1 shield.
Thank you. Oh, you didn't want to keep them in case they were lucky. Range 2. Hit and a focus. Becomes 3. Heroic to reroll, dodges 1. Elo is down anyway. No win condition left in this game for Timo.
Yeah, I did forget stress on Elo. I did forget. What was the other mistake I made in the beginning? No, I didn't block wedge, but that was the play.
Okay, Timo. Congratulations on making another top 8 at a System Open event.
Thank you.
This time it's not been possible. Just for a few errors, huh?
Many errors.
Let me ask you with the wedge maneuver you did when he had 1 stress token and
you mean my Elo?
That's what I mean. Sorry, yeah.
I forgot the stress.
But explain to me what the issue is. Did you mean to do the talon roll anyway?
Yes, I wanted. If I had not been stressed, I can talon roll and slam into a talon roll, stay put, or talon roll into 3 hard and face the other direction.
Right, I get it now. Okay,
I wanted to have a range 1 shot on one of the B wings.
Yeah, because the position you end up in was like completely out of ordinary. There was
definitely.
nothing
It was. I forgot the stress, and I wanted to
right
go back in. And even if I'm high on that afterwards, I had the 1 straight to the debris was far enough. The 1 straight to the asteroid was far enough. Even if I take my shot then. I wanted to have a good position with Elo, but I forgot my stress.
Oh, okay. So you weren't able to effect that action, and that's pretty much it. It's kind of messed with your head, and up from there on, it's been it was too much work for you to kind of recover. Because at the same time as when he wiped out near numb, and there was
losing Neon was bad, but not putting enough damage into wedge in that round was, I think, kind of crucial.
Yeah.
Because I had 7 dice with focus and I put 1 damage into wedge. That was, I think, a bit too less damage.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, then that's that done.
He played it very well. So.
Yeah. I mean, it was going to be a difficult matchup for you anyway,
definitely.
Against these Rebel Beef lists. Oh well. I don't know. Will they let you drop into hyperspace? Or is it something you're not interested in?
I'm not able to drop into hyperspace.
Yeah, because it's top 8. You got the invitation.
I have my invite. If I was top 8, I have no possibility to drop in.
Right.
So I will just watch the games, have fun.
Maybe commentate the next game.
Yeah. Or maybe commentate the next game.
Yeah, maybe. Okay.
Do you know who won, Gisley or?
Gisley was like down to the wire. When I was looking at them, they both had 2 ships left, 1 A wing, 1 B wing.
So they are still playing.
No, well, I think they're just Well, they're probably just stopping now. Anyway. Okay. Thank you, Timo. Speak to you later.
Yeah.
Let's try and be quick about this because I want to make sure I can speak to the other finalists before they go off to work out who I'm going to have. Well done, top 4.
Thanks.
Yeah, semi-finals has made it. Was it a difficult matchup for you when you saw the list showing up on the other side of the table?
Well, I know his PS5, pilot skill 5 on all the ship. I knew there was a risk that 1 B-wing would die on the first round without shooting, so I thought it was a risk. Therefore, I was hoping to split up his arc in between the chips, so I just take some shield all over, which I managed to succeed, which was quite nice. So when Wedge didn't take too much damage in the first shooting, I felt it was quite fine. And then I guess he was a bit tilted. I don't think he flew very well afterwards. So after first shooting, I was in the lead, and then I just kept it. So it felt nice.
Okay, so now you're going to be up against
one of the Icelandics. I think.
Yeah, so well, depending on what they finish, maybe another Rebel Beef or the Quad Phantoms.
We'll see.
Yeah, difficult matchup anyway.
Yeah, I know.
And on the other table, we're going to have
yeah, we have 3 Swedes. I know.
Yeah. It's doing well. Anyway, thank you for your time. Thank you for appearing on stream. Good luck in your next game.